Hello again, it's Mark Richardson from John's Cross Motorhomes. I'm showing you this time the heating and hot water controls for the 2007/early 2008 Swift range. This is the range with the Nord Electronica panel, the one with the lots of buttons that I did a video on previously. Now there are two dials here. The one on the left is labelled Truma Ultra Heat, and the one on the right is labelled Truma Ultra Store. Now they may not be together in your vehicle or in the vehicle you are looking at, but you should always have both of them if you have a Truma system on board, and it does both gas and electrics. So we'll start off with the sticker that's labelled above the two dials there that you can see. This LPG heater must not be in operation when the vehicle is in motion. This vehicle and most vehicles from this era are not certified to have the heating running while you're travelling. That means your gas should be off while you're driving along the road, and it should only be turned on when you're stationary on site. There are other vehicles, more recently 2009, 2010/11, that have now been certified to use the gas while on the move, but you should really consult your supplying dealer if you're unsure which one you've got. So the two dials. Now in the previous video, the last two switches, I showed you, the two buttons even, were for the heating and hot water. Now the heating was three wavy lines on their own on the switch, and when you turned that on you got to choose a temperature, a desired temperature. Now we went for 27 degrees, which I've left the system on. Now the next step, I want to come over to this dial. Now bearing in mind this is only going to work if the van is plugged into mains electricity, because this is your electric heating, and that's all I'm showing you today. So providing the van is plugged into the mains, you then have an outer grey ring here. You have three settings as well as a zero. The zero obviously means we're off. We have 2000 at the top, 500 and 1000. 2000 on the top, there's a very good reason it's there. A lot of campsites in the UK are not currently capable of taking 2 kilowatts of draw from one appliance, which is essentially what this is. It's one unit, which means you will normally trip the post on the site, and you won't only trip yours, you'll trip everyone's, which won't make you very popular. So unless the site looks very modern, try and avoid 2 kilowatts of draw. The reason you'd want to use that is if you're very, very cold and you want to heat up as quick as possible, that's what you want to put it on. But if the terms above don't apply, then we're going to want to put it on 1000. So we put it down to 1000. Now the green light flickered up there for a second. The reason it didn't stay on is because I'm not currently plugged into electrics in the vehicle I'm on. Yours should stay on, and it should stay green, and then all you'd have to do is adjust the thermostatic dial 1 to 9. Green light should stay there. Bam, done. That's the electric heating on. Within about half an hour, 40 minutes, you should feel that either through your blown air ducts or space heater, whichever one you have, you'll feel the hot air coming out. Okay, switch that off again. This side is the water heater. Only two settings on this one, a naught and a flame. Now you should have in either the wardrobe or underneath one of your seats a rocker switch, normally labelled Ultra Store or water heater, which is the main cut-off to your electric water heater. You want to switch that on, and normally we recommend you leave it on permanently, because if the vehicle's not plugged in, it isn't going to work, and if the Ultra Store button on the control panel isn't switched on, it won't switch itself on at any time. So with regards to the water heater, we always want to make sure that the pump is on first. So we switch the pump on the panel, the taps are pressurised. If we leave it on the zero setting at the top, and we've made sure the rocker switch is on in the wardrobe, then that means it is running off electrics. And all you'd have to do is choose a temperature, so 30 to 70 degrees, anything in between, and bam, off it'll go. Again, half an hour to 40 minutes, and you'll have hot water through the taps. If you want to run the system off gas, you'll more than likely have a Truma cover on the outside of your vehicle, which you need to remove. Now in older vehicles it was imperative to do this for your health, because the gas used to come back into the vehicle. It's not the case these days. It's got an emergency cut-off switch, so if the boiler detects it's not venting outside of the van, it just won't light. Now, for purposes of the demonstration, the gas is off, but if I switch this on to gas, it should have the same effect. So the system will try and spark up. It's gone green on the dial, and what will happen within a few seconds, a red light will pop up. There it is. Now the red light could mean one of two things. One, your gas is off, or two, if your gas is on and you haven't taken that cover off, then it's fired and extinguished itself. So if you get that, you just need to roll it back off again and then try again. Okay? The gas is much more efficient than the electrics, but obviously 90% of the time you have paid for your electrics, so you're going to want to use them. That's it for this demonstration. If you've got any questions, please feel free to give us an email on any of the videos that I've done so far, or any that you'd like me to do. I'm quite happy to do them for you. It's mark@johnscross.co.uk, or you can contact either myself, Lawrence, or Andy on 01580 881 288. Thanks very much for watching.